That was his. I thought he was actually hungover. But he's been hanging out with all these. He's getting corrupted, isn't he?
Mm.
I had a headache.
Do you want to know?
A real bad headache in the morning.
Hungover.
I haven't been hungover since I was 19.
Do you want to fucking know a secret about Reese? Guess he had fucking curry puffs. Like he went mad with money. Curry puffs.
As well
all
as
this
maybe.
time. Yep. All
You
this,
have gone mad with
all this time, he's like, I reckon when he rang his little boyfriend at the Thai place, he would have been like, "Is this Reese? Are you okay?" Like he might have thought you were being held up.
I didn't ring. I actually went in and I
he
looked
was
at the
like,
menu because I
Are
have
you
enough
okay?
time.
You're like,
he goes in. He's like, I'll have the regular with curry puffs. Hi, I'm Lucas Whittingslow.
Hello, I'm
Hi.
Pete Whittingslow.
and I'm Douglas.
We're going to talk about video
Why do you
games.
not have a last name?
No, no.
That being said, he lies about his first name anyway. So
Oh, did you guys see that the other week the word was alias? I called the podcast The Word Was Alias because we couldn't figure out what the word was.
Doug can't even remember what we talked
Okay.
about.
Yeah, 'cause do you want to know why I can't remember?
Why?
Because it was weeks ago since we've had a podcast.
Yeah. And then we actually did get a message on the Facebooks
Oh yeah, the first.
saying, "Hey guys, just want to know if your podcast still exists."
No, we're dead. Yeah.
Because we haven't seen anything, and then Luke's gone, "Ooh, shit, better do something."
I'm about to go for a walk, but I can't step out of the house because...
Yeah, so I didn't have any.
That's I
And that
actually
was
don't
your
do so.
excuse not to exercise.
Yeah.
Oh, it's about the exercise.
No, mine is like, I've already listened to all my podcasts for the week, can't exercise. So
Well, now you got a very good phone, so you can actually edit the
actually
podcast on your phone.
terrible for podcasts.
No, it's not.
Absolutely.
Just download a podcast program that works.
And pay for it? No.
Stitcher is free.
Yeah, but Stitches doesn't work that well.
Stitcher does. Did you download it? Did you download it?
Yes.
No, you did.
Yes.
I bet
Reese,
you
do you
got it.
listen to podcasts?
No.
All right,
I listened to this one. when
video
I'm here.
games. It has been...
Did we even mention who we are? Like, we mentioned who we are, but what we are?
Trusty Crowbar.
People.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
I mean, lizards. What?
What episode?
Episode 116 this week.
Why? What's with the Batman hairdo you doing now?
What do you mean?
Like you've got a little, you got the slick, but you got the curl happening.
That's just the water. I didn't put any product in my hair.
There's your problem.
I just had a
guy.
shower.
Look at you. You don't even show your hair.
Yeah, because I'm fucking cold in Doug's house. Like Doug's house is like the old house we used to do the podcast in right now.
I'm real warm. I just had a shower.
Yeah, because you just cooked
I'm
yourself.
warm.
Yeah, it's because you're
is
fat.
it warmer in here now? Have your tea, and you'll be all right.
I am having my tea.
All right. Episode 116 of the Trusty Crowbar. I'm Lucas Whittingslow.
That was our 10 minutes of faffing about.
Fat fan.
All right. What have you played, Doug?
I would diving straight into that.
Where
That's
else
what we
are we
always
going to
talk
go?
about. What do we normally talk about now?
What are we going to go into?
What do you want
Doug?
to tell us some
No.
news?
What
that
have
you've read?
you thought
What
about
has
in the past
happened
week?
in this podcast and the
last
world
week,
that is game related to you?
Have we
It
not,
has been weeks, so how many games have you played?
like none.
This is the greatest video game podcast ever.
We can. I played a little bit of
You
Life.
just have a game
Is-
skip?
Yeah, skip around me.
Yeah, 30 seconds forward, and then we'll get to the guts of it.
Yeah. Meow, meow,
No,
meow,
let's
meow,
go
meow, meow,
to
meow.
race first.
It's
Reese
awkward.
has got the same answer. As me.
Oh,
No, actually, I did finally, rude.
Yeah, I know, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I did finally complete The Last of Us Grounded.
Oh, that sounds like a long, hard ride.
Something Doug likes.
I didn't even know you'd still been playing it.
Yeah, so I finally finished it. Some bits that I thought was going to be ridiculously hard.
Were?
I ended up like being real smart and avoiding them and making things chase noises.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like
Are
you
you
know,
talking about zombies?
yes,
Okay,
yeah, and the
so-
big bloaters. You know, right at the end when
Yeah.
you're just about to meet the fireflies and those big bloaters near the bus that you got to,
Yeah.
do all that stuff. So
Wait, you mean under the pass?
where you nearly drown in the water with Ellie.
Yeah.
So
Under the bridge, basically. That's what-
Yeah. So
I did that in my normal one. That was how I got past it. Because
I was more stressed when I did it on normal.
Oh, were
because
you?
I was standing literally next to a bloater.
Oh, yeah.
slowly.
Oh, and
sneaking
I did
around.
that bit real easy too.
Yeah. See, I thought
But
it was going to
on
be way
normal,
hard. I did that once, but compared to the other parts, the part where Ellie first gets her gun, that took me a couple of months to do because I got so angry. And,
Reece.
probably 2 months.
when you're with, I think the black guy is with you, and you're approaching
What black guy?
Last of Us. What's the game we're talking? Yep.
What am I with? When are you with a black guy? Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, okay, never mind, you are.
And
It was so long ago, Doug.
Yeah, and his kid brother. And
That was in like a couple of seasons ago.
Wasn't that
Yeah.
his son?
was it?
No, it was his brother.
It was
Yeah.
his brother.
That's pretty good. I
Spoilers.
remember-
Let's not mention it.
Well, Doug just brought up as a black guy.
I was going to say, yeah, before he died, before they both died. No, where you're sneaking up onto the front of the base. I died heaps in that section.
Sneaking up to the front of the
Yeah,
base.
the
There's like
suburbs.
why I'm doing like,
and there's the house at the end where the dude's like shooting.
and
at
then
you
yeah,
from-
Oh,
the big
there's
gun.
the sniper.
And then there's also heaps of clicker zombies.
Okay, that being said, I did die there a lot.
Okay.
Because that's a long sort of
Yeah,
stretched out
isn't
level.
Yeah.
And when you get caught, you get angry, and then you have to start all the way back at the start.
Because is the start of that, if I remember correctly, do you have to go around like some damn clicky zombies first, and then you end up in that sort of more open courtyard where you're approaching
Yeah, so you got to push the
machine
car and all
gun
that stuff
yeah.
as well and everything. But when you get to that final sniper guy at the end, that's
I-
when it gets hard.
Would have been interested to see your heart rate while you played.
Oh man,
Like-
I worked out. So I told you this earlier, but after I did this bit, so there's a little bit. There's a video stuffing up. I think our video stuffing up. As I was saying, we are back after faffing about
Yep.
with the video. No,
Okay.
but the gun section, where was it? That sniper spot, the part where Ellie first gets the gun, and there was a bit when you're with the creepy guy and you're fighting off the hordes. You know, the
Right,
horde,
yeah, I
with
hated
the big
that
bloater.
section.
So that was hard on normal, right?
Is that the bit where you get trapped in the...
Yeah,
That bit
yeah.
you said you never found as hard as me. I've died heaps in that.
Yeah, well, I died
Like, and I got
lot.
a
Like,
head pulled apart heaps.
yeah, I literally tried the whole day, from the morning to night, to pass that bit.
How could you keep
I
the
don't
staying
know how
power?
you can sit there and just...
I just wanted to
Try
do
and
it, and
power through it.
every time I got so close. Like literally, I found out that the whole section for that bit, you know, when you go through that hallway and then you get in that room, that section only goes for 3.5 minutes. That's it. But it took me all day to do, and I would literally know where to run, grab the bullets, like reload your gun, go down here, bow that guy, go down here, shoot that guy, run up, stab that guy. I got to upload it because I put it on the PlayStation share play and I made a video on it. So I need to upload that. But freaking hell, stressful,
So you got it down
really
to
stressful. And then
the-
and then do you know what's even more annoying? Is your missus just keeps telling you you're shit at the game. I'm just like, oh, I need to do this. She's like, yeah, but you're fucking shit. Like, you suck. Why do you suck at this game so much? And I'll be like, I was reminiscing about Super Nintendo days, and I started getting angry, so I started twisting the controller.
You know, the Super Nintendo days were harder.
Yeah, because there's no saves.
But also, I was going to say something else there.
Super Nintendo days were harder.
Did you play the
Where's your evidence behind that?
DLC as well?
No, I need to finish that, so I need to do that now. Because I've already finished the game before. I love the game, and I wanted to play
Well, this
it
is
again.
your number one game of all time.
Yeah.
We've discussed this, and
Yes,
we
it
thought
is.
you were an idiot.
No, you're an idiot.
How exciting is the next game from Naughty Dog?
Uncharted 4. A Thief's
A thief's
End.
Thief's end.
Thief's End. Thieves
A
End?
thief's
Just put
end
an
at
S
ground zeros.
And they're going to... GTA's 6.
GTA's.
Uncharted's.
Uncharted's.
Drake collections.
Where S's go and everything
Yeah.
these days.
It's funny, because I enjoyed previous Uncharted, I feel, think to myself, yeah, for sure I'll buy the HD collection, or
I'll
whatever
buy
they
it.
call it, which I probably will. Will I play them?
Again. Yeah,
That's
I know.
like...
Do you ever play games, Doug?
No.
Yeah.
I'm actually in the same thought. Like, I thought, okay, yeah, it'd be cool to get all the Uncharted's again. They're all redone. I haven't played them for a long time, but then
Yep.
not a single one of them has been a game where I'm like, I want to go back and play that again. I've played them through, and I felt I enjoyed the story
Yeah, so
and
did I.
playing, but it's like watching a decent movie, and you're like, that was a good movie, but like not one that I'll just go back to often.
It's because
You love Indiana Jones.
Yeah, they're different. They are the same but different.
I was going to say,
Logic.
some of the blockbuster style movies, like where great set pieces and really enjoyable, but there's not necessarily heaps of substance to it. So it's like, it was a good thing and you enjoyed it, but I don't know if I could go
It's
back
also
and play.
hard to compare movies in that same sort of genre to games, because a movie was like an hour and a half. You can sit down and you can tick that off. You've watched it again, so you can enjoy it. But a game, 20, 30 hours of stuff. Like, once you've gone through a 20, 30 hour game and you're like, I really enjoyed that, you bring back memories away from it and stuff.
20 or 30 hours will actually get you to finish all those games.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway, well, let's say...
I think the first one was like 7.
Yeah, 7, 8 hours and stuff.
The next one was like 15.
But the
I
first...
wonder if they'll tweak any gameplay mechanics in the first one.
Yeah. Because the first one...
Is that like like you're feeling
really
you want them to?
Yeah.
Or that... Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I haven't played the first one in so long, so I don't know exactly how it will play out.
Which I've mentioned this before. I started on the second and just even though by the time the second one coming out, the first one was already in like platinum collection. Like you could have bought super cheap.
Yeah.
But it was just everyone and every review I'd seen, they were like, this is so far in front of the first one that it just leaves the first one for dead. And I was like, well, that makes me not want to play the first one. And then the third one seemed to be a huge step up again.
Third one,
I
still thought number 2 was better.
Yeah.
Have you not played
Number 2 was better than
3?
third.
You played?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know the bit that annoyed? I got stuck and I think I had to go online and found out I was doing nothing wrong. It's where you're moving that, moving the boulder thing in the middle
The
of
globe.
Yeah. Don't know what I was doing wrong there, and that I got stuck in that room. Like doing what I had to do, but I just wasn't getting it to the right spot.
For the light or something,
Probably
wasn't it?
because you may not have seen the distinction between the colours. Like what? No. Seriously, because there was little parts on the globe that you had to be able to see and line that up.
Oh,
Because you cack-eyed, remember?
Yeah. Well, I think I might have even mentioned on the podcast before, like, went quasi rock climbing / hiking up a mountain that, well, like, not a mountain, but a hill. I don't know. But like a cliff-ish sort of thing where we're like, we're going for a hike, and then it turned out to be a fair bit of climbing. And I was with my brother-in-law who was like, just follow the pink marker on the rock, on the sandstone rock. And I was like, it's like it's right under your left hand. I was like, no. He's like, he goes, there's a really clear path and just follow that. Nope. And I was like, but then if I like stopped and really stared at it, I could see it. But
So you're like halfway up this cliff edge, and you're like, "Is that it?"
Yeah, it wasn't like cliffhanger or something. It wasn't like a straight up.
It would have been amazing if it had been like this perfect colour for you halfway up, like this cliff, and then it goes to like pink, and you're just like, "What the fuck are you doing to me?" Like, I can't see shit.
Yeah, so I get halfway up where it's like the point of no return, and then I'm like, don't know where I'm going.
I would love to be able to see through your eyes just how different.
No, you could say yourself.
It'd be like using a Samsung to an iPhone. So, like, iPhone, you'd be restricted in what you can see and do.
What?
Or HTC, yeah.
So, anyway.
Back to the game.
What else? Yeah, have you... So, you played
Yeah,
that.
so
you finished
like,
that.
I finished... what do you call it?
Last of Us.
No. We'll talk about Uncharted again. Yeah, I jumped from Uncharted 1 to 2 really, really quickly after I finished it. Finished 1, and then straight away, like that night, finishing 1, played the second one. And I was like, holy shit. This is hectic.
Because I didn't play them until late into the PlayStation's era.
I didn't play them until super late into the PlayStation era.
Because I think...
You gave them to me.
Yeah, I think so. I think I told you to play them at one stage. But it was because we had Xbox 360 mainly through the entire generation. Yeah. Even though it didn't really play the exclusives on that console.
No.
Both 2, because I obviously not playing 1, but 2 and... trying to think, what was the initial set... I keep using the term set piece, but they do have, for me, set
so
bits. What was
number 2 was the train.
Yeah, that was where you started, and you were like, and they got the cool. What was the third one? There was a cool start to that as well. Yeah. They do their start like it's just super action movie.
I think
I like that in a game where it's like you're clearly on the tail end of another story, like as in here's the end of his current adventure, which is like definitely something like Indiana Jones do. They're like, bang, oh yeah, he's clearly finishing up one thing, and then you're like into the next story. I like that.
There is not very many games that do that, though.
Yeah, I think it's... Yeah.
I think that's why Naughty Dog have like that genre pretty much tied up to themselves, like this action adventure,
comedy.
Action comedy, yeah.
I feel...
But comedy in a game is hard. Like, it's... I think having good voice actors and then a good script.
Because it's Nolan North, isn't it?
Nolan North does Nathan Drake.
And I have a segue for this. Nolan North has just got signed on with Bungie to replace Peter Dinklage. Yeah. So, you remember playing Destiny at all?
Yeah.
Remember that game?
The little robot, the ghost thing.
Yeah.
The voice, Peter Dinklage, that did that, they're completely wiping it, all right? Replacing it with Nolan North because people didn't like it.
Really?
So the thing is, like, we will have discs right now that have Peter Dinklage's voice on it.
I don't.
Well, anyway, I do. So anyway, they're out there. The discs with the data, Peter Dinklage's voice, okay? However, because the game is set on a server and you have to download an update, you will never, ever be able to go back to Peter Dinklage's voice.
Wouldn't that be heartbreaking for the guy?
Just a bit, I think.
How do you not take that personally?
Yeah. Maybe they just didn't tell him.
Probably not.
But isn't it, like, I find that really interesting that it's the George Lucas thing, Like, Star Wars has been out for so long, and he just changed this and changed that and changed that. It's not the original thing anymore because it's constantly updated. That's what we're getting with games now. Like, I was having a discussion with a friend who came into work and stuff about watching people play... like do speed runs of old games because they play through and they find a glitch and this and that, and the games are basically just what's on the cartridge. I was watching a speed run for Mario 64 and it was just amazing, people finding all these glitches and stuff to get through the game faster. But
hold on that just quickly too. Did you see, it was probably a couple months ago now, I can't think which YouTuber it was, there was a certain like jumps and button presses you could do which actually set memory, like the way it would then set information into the RAM chip would then hack it to the end of the game for whether it was Mario or something. So like by doing certain jumps and certain button presses in a certain combination, that allocated different zeros and ones into the RAM of it, which then would end up with a certain sort of hack bit to like skip him to the end.
How do people work that shit out?
Yeah,
that's what I mean. Well,
and this is exactly what you're saying, which is only possible because it's a ROM, like because it's a set state thing, and then every console is the same. So the way it accesses the RAM, even though it's random access, it still allocates it into certain page areas, which would then crash something into the next thing. And that shit's crazy.
Well, like we've got all these old classic games which you can go back to and watch people try and beat faster and quicker.
Seth Bling, sorry, that's who it was.
Oh, okay.
Seth
Bling. And like I was watching Mario and then I was watching a few other games and stuff, but I look at games nowadays and there's just no like consistency with them anymore. Like,
well, I couldn't believe that The Witcher had balancing things come out.
Yeah, it's like we've designed the game and this is the game, and now update 1.08 is going to completely change the way your character moves and everything.
Traditionally I would have thought a patch as in fixing glitches and especially games so large, you could do something and you get stuck in a room or whatever, but and gameplay breaking things, not we're fixing we're changing or fixing the way the game plays, which totally would change the game. And given a lot of people could have sunk like 100 hours into that game at that point, and they're like,
well, people had already finished it.
Yeah, well,
but like it's just movement things as well. They changed like things to access like your books and stuff and your inventory and all that as well, which is pretty cool. That was pretty sweet.
But then what's the true version of the game?
Yeah, there's good and bad bad reasons behind all that, and not really reasons, but like pros and cons with them updating games and stuff. You can't quite go back to a particular version. It's either the oldest version if you can install it from the disc, or the most recent if you can download an update. And And that's to say mainly consoles I'm talking about, because I think PC you can go back to particular updates, maybe.
But it's a bit harder now. It's not years ago that you would have been able to go online and find
a certain patch.
15
Steam most of the time.
it's all auto patched now, not standalone files.
Yeah. And the other thing...
I think it was frozen again.
Okay. Well, we'll just keep
We
talking
can just do
because there will be a
list.
picture over the top. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
The other thing about like old games and stuff is there's nothing out now, and I'm moving the conversation on from like glitch and stuff to platformers mainly. There's no game that I can see that's sort of out now that people will go back and watch someone try and break or something in 10 years or 15 years.
Or in
and
the
stuff.
Blind Forest.
Yeah, but you see, like Ori and the Blind Forest has it's a very linear sort of path to get to the end. Like there is a few options and stuff where you can try and do this one and that one and try and get through. Like I know people will be skilled to get it. You're right. That's probably the closest that I can think back to, because the older platform games that were out on 64 are very precision based to be able to do certain things. Like there's a lot of moves that Mario can do in Mario 64, and if you can time it perfectly, you can get up higher and jump and do this. And it wasn't planned in the game, but that's what you can do. There's not much else that I can see now.
Which is more an oversight in design, I guess.
Yeah. Sort of like the simplistic designs of what it was back then versus now. There's so much intricacy in a game and stuff that you can't... Like, we won't find that anymore. I think, it's like a type of game that we're going to lose forever.
But is that such a bad thing?
I don't know. Like,
did we talk about the guy that made a game that was only on one laptop? Did we talk about that on a podcast?
No.
Oh, did I dream that? Like some guy.
I got an idea for a
for
game.
this exact reason, like some crazy guy is like just put it on one laptop and then like broke all USBs and everything on that laptop. It's like, this is the game, and people can play it.
What do you
mean?
mean?
That's it. Like he made one copy of a game on a laptop and then broke any way for it to communicate with anything else.
So how can people play it?
On that laptop.
And that became news.
Yeah.
How did that become news?
Why not?
People find out about it.
And want to play that one game. What was the game about?
Wasn't the point of the article, I don't think. It's more for the exact reason of what Lucas is
World's
saying.
most terrible game can only be played on this one.
Just this one laptop. This terrible laptop.
Yeah.
Jumpy.
With an old processor.
Yeah, because it's hard for people to can't hack or break or like practice. It's just you want to have that experience. It's there, and that's the only place you'll ever experience it.
Yeah.
Which is even like
Stuff that.
It's an experience.
It's all about sharing.
But it's even going
It's
to
just
like
a world.
arcade, like stuff like pre-console era, like when it was you had to go to an arcade, which is pre all of us really, like when it was big.
Yeah,
and
it was the 80s when we were born.
Yeah, but like when that was the only way, like that. Yeah, there was a dedicated cabinet to play a game,
Yeah.
like that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
has
no, that's
changed.
right. Yeah, that's gone.
Times are changing.
Yeah.
Just like Bob Marley said, Bob Dylan, perhaps.
What's
The
the
other
song?
song?
Doing a
Times are
throwback
changing.
Oh.
to what you were saying about playing the grounded mode.
Yeah.
All right.
We're still talking about
What
that.
is the hardest part of a game that you've played
Well,
before you get into your conversation?
there's
Sorry.
a lot of hard parts of games, but I'm about to talk about a hard part in Mario 64. I was just playing recently.
Okay.
So I bought Mario 64 on the Virtual Console, so that's why I've been
good one.
watching a bit, and I wanted to try it out. And the Wii U gamepad works so well; it's great
Really?
because you can sit back in bed, just play it on
Like,
the
how does it
iPad.
runs well and stuff?
Runs really well, and it looks nice as well.
Yeah.
Like it's Mario 64, but it's just smooth and stuff with all the colours and stuff. But the penguin going down, trying to beat the penguin
In the race?
In the race,
Yep.
yeah. All right.
Fucking ridiculous.
Tried a couple of times, and then I was like, I couldn't get it. I was like, this is annoying. And then like left it, went and did some other stuff, came back, and went to race him again. And I was just like, fuck it, I'm just going to go. And I just jumped and just held up and stuff, and you just go really fast. And straight away my heart's like... But, like, I felt like I was in, like, this zone where, like, the precision of my control stick to, like, the speed that I was going was just, like, so pinpoint that I just fucking flew down and beat him by heaps.
You did?
Yeah.
Like better than the original 64 stick.
Oh, man,
is that what you're getting at?
The original stick... No, I'm just talking about, like... Okay, so you're going really fast as Mario down, like, this slope. Okay, and if you fall off the edge, like even just a tiny bit, you're gone. There's no way. Like you fall into blackness, you got to start again. And like I'm like talking about, like I'll be going down the edge and like smooth right just up very close and stuff, and you just like do a little boop just over like the edge and stuff, and then you just keep going. So yeah, it was an achievement which I don't think I've had before. So I was like, this is good.
I pulled a classic Lucas and read just a title of an article in This Week On, but I was like, it didn't faze me as much because I don't have an Xbox One. But did you see the? I really wish I could remember who the
Phil Spencer.
No, the 30 games that were released.
Rare.
Yeah.
I bought that.
Oh, did you really?
The day it came out.
Yeah,
I
but
got it,
the funny thing, the point of the article, and I had a little giggle, but didn't worry me because I had never played a heap of 64. And don't have an Xbox One, but they've went and put all these 64 games on the Xbox One, and there's now more 64 games on the Xbox One than there is on the Wii. Like
that. Oh my god, there actually is, because
there's only like 16.
Yeah.
How many games are on the Wii?
No. There's
like a 64.
There's more 64 games on the Wii U.
How many 64 games?
Because there was only about 6 in the Rare replay.
Well, let's look it up. It doesn't really matter.
There's only about 6 64 games in the Rare replay.
But they're like, Nintendo have been dragging their feet and carrying on about it. And yet, then like, Microsoft have bought Rare and just went bang.
The thing about the ones that are in the Rare replay, they're the 360 versions of the games.
Yeah,
that were already ported back in 360 days. They've just put them on the disc.
Is that what happened? Yeah. Okay, so I didn't know that.
So all the 64 games are like... so Perfect Dark is like been redone and it looks really nice.
So it's not emulating 64 versions.
No, Banjo-Kazooie and all that.
Banjo-Kazooie is the 64 game. It looks just like the 64 game, but it was the Xbox 360 arcade version that they bought out.
Right.
Yeah, same as Banjo-Kazooie.
Okay.
Yeah. How many games are in it?
30. So the top...
Did you play Frogger and crap like that?
There's no Frogger on that one. What are you talking about? Battletoads?
Yeah.
I played the Battletoads.
Frogger. Who cares?
Giant frogs that fight and punch, so Blast Corps is on it. Played that and realised that...
It's shithouse.
Realised that it was great for a time period when it came out.
How much was this AU?
$49.
It's pretty cheap.
$50 for these games. So, played a little bit of Blast Corps and then realised I'm not going to play this at all anymore, even though I thought it was like, Blast Corps, can't wait. But no. Banjo-Kazooie, I got a lot further than what I ever did as a kid. I've realised that I didn't get very far in a lot of 64 games as a kid.
Banjo-Kazooie?
Yeah. Banjo-Kazooie, Mario 64, like I've gotten further now than I've ever been before in these games. So Banjo-Kazooie I'm trying to play through and actually get everything and do it all.
Conkers is on it, isn't it?
Conker's Bad Fur Days is on it. And apparently it's this. I haven't played that yet because I want to wait till I get through Banjo. Banjo-Tooie is on it. Perfect Dark's on it.
GoldenEye?
No. GoldenEye's owned by like the Bond people, and Nintendo still have the rights to it.
Right.
So I don't think we'll ever see GoldenEye back again.
No. It's on Xbox, but a remake.
Yeah. It came out on Wii first as a remake. And I bought it straight away.
And Zombie U? Is that still called Zombie U now?
It's called Zombie.
Yeah.
Do
you think... What would you pay for that now on other consoles?
Nothing.
No, don't
I wouldn't buy it.
I only like the multiplayer mode, which comes on the Wii U.
Yeah, that's pretty fun. But you have to have a gamepad for it.
Yeah, but you only have a gamepad on the Wii U.
Yeah, but if you play that on...
Oh, yeah,
you can't play it on Xbox or PlayStation or anything.
No, you can do split screen and put a board in between.
Yeah, just defeats the purpose of it all, but doesn't it?
Yeah. Oh, you look a bit tired.
Oh, I'm right. That's just a massive yawn, sorry.
What, have you been playing any games, Lucas?
Yes, so Mario 64 I played a lot, and then I've got back into Broken Age.
Yep.
Yeah.
You actually started playing
Actually
it.
started playing it again.
Yeah. Brought you back into the world of Age of Broken?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Super cool. So
What's your big boyfriend doing now? They've finished that because he's not finishing that game.
know.
Space-based DF9. He can suck it.
Yeah.
dickhead.
They actually mentioned that quite a bit near the end.
Well,
of
yeah,
the
we were
double
jerks and we made a respawn and then we
They're
decided
like,
not to finish
they're
it.
like, we realise we let people down with Space-based F9. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. It's a game.
Yeah, it was a game. Was going to become a game.
But it's
It was just the sort of game we wanted it to be.
Yeah,
just
Not finished.
theme hospital in space.
yeah.
That's
But they
fine.
didn't. Why did they stop that? They just weren't getting the dollars through.
Supposedly.
Yeah. Early access stuff is gone by the way. So
Dollars for early access games are just full price games now.
It's terrible. It's not an incentive to buy early anymore.
No.
We're going to see a lot of these shitty half-built games pop up on the store that never get finished, and they're still charging these full price. Like, no. I used to be with it. I used to be for it, but
Doug used to be with it. Kickstarter
Yeah,
with Doug.
haven't done anything.
He gave tons of money to people.
Yeah, now they're
even people
burning.
that didn't even make full games. Even people didn't even make a game. He gave them all that
Even
money.
people
I
gave
said-
you a tug.
Exactly.
Yeah. Jerk faces. And one game, actually, they just emailed me tonight. Which
Sorry.
Reese had told me to head back, actually, funny enough. And it's like, he never backed it. He was like, yeah.
I always want Doug to back games.
Star
Yeah.
Citizen.
No, Forsaken Fortress. It's still, it's funny. I feel like they were just a bit ahead of their time. I feel like they ended up making, what was This War of Mine? Mm-hmm. Essentially, I feel like they seem to have made a game a little bit like that, but with a bit more emphasis on the base building. Like it's isometric 3D.
Yeah.
But I feel like it just seemed to be a version. There's a demo I can download. I might do that. It only just come through before the podcast.
There you go.
Yeah, I might later. But I just had written that game off. It's dead to me.
The game that doesn't make sense that it's not complete yet is DayZ.
Yeah, what the heck's going on
Like the
there?
amount of money that they got,
Yeah.
And do
they
you know the
could not
game that...
hire people to finish the game with them, and it's not done yet. It's not been ported yet. It's going to be ported, but it probably will be ported to PlayStation or whatever and still be as basic and boring and shit as what it was.
And do you know what game has went on and just like surpassed my expectations? Is
Broken
Rust.
Age. Oh, Rust. Sorry.
Yeah. No, Rust is like...
Rust wasn't Kickstarter though, was it?
No, that was just Gary of Gary's Mod
Yeah.
fame.
He was just like, hey, I've got an idea for a
No,
game.
but it was early access
Yes.
on Steam, which it
still
still
is.
is.
Still is early
Yeah.
access, yeah.
So how long till you reckon that they'll have that early access for?
No, I don't think he's one, like... And I... Blah, 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 blah. I think he's not sort of has a specific feature complete thing. It's just same
think
as Gary's Mod.
'cause
They just
the,
keep working on it.
The trouble with these open world dynamic survival games.
Do you just want to add any more words to that sentence? Or?
Open world
I think
dynamic.
that's how open the game is
survival
as well.
Yeah.
Like
Criteria.
it's like you could keep adding...
Yeah.
While you could afford to, you could just add features forever.
Yeah, it's like that's why when Minecraft was like, "Hey, we're gonna do a 1.0 because we've made an end game," you know, it was like you can just keep expanding on Minecraft without it ever not being a full game.
Yeah.
And they still are expanding on it. But yeah, I can see
of
Rust being at a
survival-
point where they're just like, "Hey, it runs really well, and we've given you a jetpack, 1.0."
Actually, they've put out now their most recent things. It's funny when he does controversial stuff. He's like, yep, you can now make stupid shirts on Steam Store.
Is that that's what he said?
Yeah, pretty
Stupid
much.
shirts
Like
for the
you can-
game.
yeah.
And
There's
you
no...
sell them?
No, maybe later.
Maybe
but
later.
that's essentially what they're kind of like... They don't want to do it as an enhancement to
still-
the game.
I'm
He
still
just wants to
lost
do it as
on-
hats, essentially.
Yeah, I'm still lost on how people make hats and then make money. Like, do they 3D render the hats themselves and then import it? Like, I'm like, how do people not just copy paste other people's hats? How are there only a particular amount of hats on there? And how are there only a particular amount of people that are making these hats? and not everyone's getting into it. I don't get it. The
I
hats
think
don't seem that.
I think that does the community make the hats, or is it more the developers make the hats and people just upsell, and then they can make money by selling it on PayPal or something?
We should look into this. This should be something we look into because we'll make a Trusty Crowbar hat for all our listeners to buy.
All those.
What's No Man's Sky? I watched another little thing on that just the other day. That's like, I know Reese is less excited because that just seems like another open thing.
I was excited about it.
It
I
just
was
seems
really
really
excited about it.
technically impressive.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but I just really wish that you could play to people.
I think that based on the latest conversation the main guy had at IGN when they asked him about release dates, I think it's going to be a Morpheus launch game.
You reckon?
Yep. Because they said, one of the questions on there was like, hey, when's the release date? And he's like, oh, I've got, I'll be able to tell you about the release date soon, I guess. And then the next question was like, have you got any like VR compatibility and stuff, hence Project Morpheus. He's like, not sure if I should talk about this or wait for the release.
He's actually
date.
pretty switched on, man.
Yeah.
He knows his shit.
Well, when he was talking about I'd seen the 20-minute trailer. Yeah, I'm struggling tonight. The 20-minute IGN one. And then I just found another like 6 or 9-minute one I watched just last night. And the guy was talking about, he's like, when I look at this, he sees all the math. He must be the math nerd behind it because it's all procedurally generated and then regenerates when you go back to it. And he was like getting off on it. Like he was that impressed
like,
with
it's all
it.
mathematics.
It was funny.
Did you see the Creature Creator?
No.
That's the bit I just watched last night.
Yeah.
Did you watch that one? And he's just scrolling through and he's like, and it was, do you know what I thought? And actually, I think you guys will both love it for this reason. It was like what Spore should have been.
Yeah.
Yep. He's like, yeah, so this animation's dynamic just because it's got extra legs now, and now it's walking like that. And that's like, I remember when they were showing off Spore stuff, and I was like so excited about that.
Yeah.
And then
because I bought Spore the first day it came. Okay, we've bought the Maxis games when they come out. All right?
Yeah,
Spore,
poor choices.
SimCity. Like, these are games which come out and disappointed us so much.
Yeah. I never bought Spore because the reviews were bad.
Oh, really? Oh, you didn't? Oh, well, I bought Spore.
Did you watch much of EA's Gamescom conference?
I watched the entire conference and Unravel
Hold up, no,
was super...
Unravel looks cool. We can probably talk about that next week or something.
Yeah.
But did you watch the stupid dancing sequence for SimCity 4?
No, I must have skipped that.
Literally, they just went, oh yeah,
Wait,
it's the SimCity
SimCity
4.
or the Sims 4?
No, Sims 4. The Sims 4, sorry. They had a whole dance sequence for it, but beforehand they had a live action video about them, some people pushing walls and other people doing this, and then the chick comes out and she goes, oh, that's what SimCity 4 is all about. I love that video. Sims 4. Shit! That's what the Sims 4 is all about. I love that video. And you're just like, that was just balls, that you didn't show any gameplay or anything. Everyone wants to see games. And then a fucking stupid dance thing happened where the chick that talked started dancing with them and she was slowly dancing off stage while other people started dancing and shit. And then the next guy comes on, oh, I feel like dancing. Stupid.
E3 is like a journalist conference.
Yeah.
Like, these are the people that need to write about games and this and that. When you put on like friggin' silly people dancing and stuff like that, it just doesn't seem to...
It's not realistic, but this is for Gamescom
very
as well. It must be
corporate conference style still.
It must be cheaper to do a Gamescom than E3, obviously.
Yeah.
Stupid. Pissed me off. Made me really angry. What were you talking
Tell
about
me
before?
more.
What were you saying before? No.
Just no
On
minutes.
that note, it's good night.
Yeah, true.
Or
We've
good
probably gone too
evening.
far.
Or good morning.
Sorry
Good
if
afternoon.
anyone's watching the video and we have frozen for a long period of time, or you might be seeing a please stand by image. But
And you might be excited because you thought it was Fallout 5 announcement.
yeah,
But it's not.
Just kidding. But we'll blame it on Doug's computer because he's installed Windows 10
Reece,
and he's probably
you could have a continually
he's probably
like,
ballsed it up.
count it down from 10, like the doot, doot, the wheel that counts down, count it down to 10, and then double. Oh, it's going to be back, and then go from 10.
And then see how many times. Actually, how many times did you count the 10 to 1?
Yeah.
No, that's not happening.
Put it in comments below. Let us know.
No, because I don't think Reece is actually
Doug's
going to
computer
edit that
ballsed it up.
All right.
Okay.
So
Well, blame it on
my
Doug.
name
Blame
is
it on Doug. If you want to leave a review about Doug's computer, Leave it on our iTunes page or
You're
YouTube or
saying
whatever.
this before you know it's actually buggered up.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, if it's not, then Doug's computer's fine. I've been looking at Doug waving his hands and being frozen on the video for a long time. So,
What up?
yep. So
I'm Lucas Winningslow.
I'm Reese
I'm
Winningslow.
Douglas Bright.
Like I said, leave us a review on Facebook. No?
iTunes.
Comment to us on Facebook. Ask us some questions. Leave a comment on
whatever you want.
iTunes or
All the above.
YouTube. Yeah, do whatever. Peace out. We're gone. Out. 116.